the latest breakthrough from DARPA represents a dual evolution. It is simultaneously a leap forward in modern warfare and a biomimetic nod to the prehistoric creatures that have patrolled the depths for eons. Named the Manta Ray, this futuristic underwater drone is designed to redefine the very foundations of subsurface combat. Modern navies invest billions to keep their most ambitious projects shrouded in shadow, yet this secret slipped into the light through a simple free app on a laptop. At a United States pier, a flat-winged silhouette appeared, a shape too massive to ignore and too unconventional to be easily explained away. While the scientific nuances of water salinity and deep-sea mechanics are fascinating, the real story lies in the discovery of a new breed of robotic submersible built to glide into the abyss, vanish for months, and conduct surveillance in total silence. The moment the Manta Ray lost its anonymity was a testament to modern curiosity. While most people use Google Earth to virtually visit their childhood homes, a dedicated community of enthusiasts uses it to monitor the world's militaries. These observers scan ports, airfields, and naval bases, hunting for anything out of place. One such search along the California coast recently yielded a startling find. Zooming in on Naval Base Ventura County near Port Hueneme, users spotted a vessel that bore no resemblance to a tugboat, a patrol craft, or a traditional submarine. In the satellite imagery, the object rested within a small square basin carved into the pier. Flanked by narrow-hulled support boats, the craft in the center was wide and flat, appearing as if a small aircraft had been pressed down until it sat flush with the water's surface. From a bird's-eye view, the craft mirrored its namesake, a central body with long swept wings that spanned nearly the entire width of the basin. As screenshots circulated online, naval hardware analysts compared the discovery to older imagery of the same pier. Where previous years showed empty docks or standard utility boats, the new view was dominated by this massive, singular craft. Using digital scale bars, analysts estimated a wingspan of approximately 45 feet and a length exceeding 30 feet, dimensions far too substantial for a mere hobbyist project or a small-scale test bed. It wasn't long before observers matched the satellite footage with official photos from the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, better known as DARPA. Weeks prior, DARPA and Northrop Grumman had quietly released a handful of images showcasing a new extra-large uncrewed underwater vehicle called the Manta Ray, essentially a massive autonomous robot submarine. In those press releases, the vehicle sat low in the water, sporting the same distinct wings and the small tower rising from its center that appeared in the Google Earth shots. The match was undeniable. The prototype was already undergoing serious sea trials at Port Hueneme, marking a major transition from laboratory concept to operational reality. To understand the gravity of this development, one must understand DARPA's mission. A specialized wing of the Defense Department, DARPA funds high-risk, high-reward research. Since the 1950s, it has pioneered everything from stealth technology to the foundations of the Internet. They don't mass-produce weapons, they fund the first versions of the impossible to give the military a future edge. Recently, their gaze has turned toward the deep ocean, birthing the Manta Ray.
In the early 2020s, DARPA set out to create a new class of UUV that could operate far from friendly shores for extended durations without human intervention. Several teams, including Northrop Grumman and a group led by Metron, were tasked with proving that such a machine could survive the corrosive, high-pressure environment of the sea. After rigorous computer modeling and subscale testing, DARPA greenlit a full-scale build. Northrop Grumman constructed the prototype at its facility in Annapolis, Maryland, a city steeped in naval history. Until the Google Earth leak, the public had no sense of the craft's true scale. The 2023 imagery confirmed that the drone was no longer a drawing, but a functional titan being prepared for the open ocean. This technological leap comes at a time when undersea security is a growing global concern. Recent attacks on gas pipelines and subsea data cables in the Baltic Sea have exposed the vulnerability of the infrastructure that carries the world's energy and internet traffic. As nations invest more heavily in seabed sensors and traditional submarines, the Manta Ray represents a paradigm shift in how those depths are patrolled. Beneath its skin, the drone functions nothing like a conventional submarine. Instead of a cylindrical hull driven by a massive rear propeller, it operates as a sophisticated underwater glider. Its wings provide lift in the water, just as an airplane's wings provide lift in the sky. The core of this technology is buoyancy, the delicate balance of weight relative to the displaced water. By making itself slightly heavier than its surroundings, the craft sinks. By making itself lighter, it rises. As it moves through these vertical cycles, the Manta Ray tilts and glides forward, covering immense distances with minimal energy. While small scientific gliders have used this method to cross entire oceans, the Manta Ray scales the concept up significantly. Northrop Grumman equipped the drone with multiple buoyancy engines, a series of pumps and tanks that fine-tune its density at various depths. This allows it to drift efficiently through different thermal layers of the ocean. When precision is required, it can engage small propellers and control surfaces to navigate around seafloor ridges, avoid obstacles like fishing nets, or maintain a fixed position near a target. This hybrid approach provides the endurance of a glider with the maneuverability of a traditional sub, all while offering ample internal space for sensors and power systems.
Efficiency is also found in stillness. The Manta Ray can anchor itself to the sea floor and enter a state of deep sleep, shutting down almost all systems to conserve power for months at a time. In this hibernation mode, only a few passive sensors remain alert, listening for a wake-up command. When the signal arrives, it restarts its pumps, sheds its anchor, and glides back into action. Furthermore, the program explores energy harvesting, pulling power from the environment itself via ocean currents, pressure changes, or thermal gradients to top up its batteries mid-mission. This focus on endurance extends even to its deployment. The drone is entirely modular. The prototype can be disassembled and packed into 5 standard shipping containers. This allows it to be transported by truck, train, or ship to any port in the world, where a crew can quickly reassemble it. This modularity also simplifies upgrades. Engineers can swap out a power module or a sensor suite just as one might change a battery in a laptop, ensuring the craft remains cutting edge for decades. Within its hull, the Manta Ray features various payload bays that can be customized for specific missions. It is essentially a modular spy truck of the deep. One configuration might carry advanced sonar gear for mapping the seafloor in high resolution, while another might utilize hydrophones, underwater microphones, to record the unique acoustic signatures of passing warships. It can also deploy environmental sensors to monitor water temperature and chemistry near sensitive infrastructure, or release small bottom sensors to be recovered later. Navigation is handled primarily through inertial systems, which track speed and direction internally to maintain a precise location without needing GPS signals, which cannot penetrate deep water. Periodically, the drone can surface to sniff a satellite signal, calibrate its position, and dive back into the gloom. For communication, it uses acoustic pulses, short coded bursts of sound, to transmit data to ships or buoys. The operational possibilities are vast. In a shadowing role, the Manta Ray could wait along known naval routes, silently recording the movement habits of a carrier strike group. Unlike a human-crewed submarine, this robot requires no food or rest, allowing it to maintain a watch that lasts for seasons rather than weeks.
Beyond combat, it offers immense value to ocean science, tracking algal blooms or whale migrations in remote areas that are too costly for traditional research vessels to patrol. However, its primary purpose remains the construction of an underwater web. DARPA is moving away from the 20th century model of single, expensive ships and toward distributed networks of unmanned platforms. A key component of this vision is Hydra, an uncrewed host platform that acts as a mothership for smaller drones and sensors. Hydra uses standardized modules to deploy everything from surveillance kits to mine-clearing tools, allowing a navy to project power into shallow or dangerous waters without risking a crewed vessel. Complementing this is the upward-falling payloads program, containers that sit on the deep ocean floor for years, waiting for a remote command to fall upward toward the surface to deploy communication relays or sensors. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy is also fielding the Orca, an 85-foot-long autonomous submarine built by Boeing. Unlike the gliding Manta Ray, the Orca is a diesel hybrid workhorse capable of carrying 8 tons of payload and traveling up to 6,500 miles on a single deployment. This shift toward an uncrewed fleet, aiming for a mix of 350 crewed ships and 150 unmanned vessels, raises a fundamental question. Are traditional submarines becoming obsolete? Some experts predict a transparent ocean where cheap sensors and persistent drones make it impossible for even the quietest nuclear sub to hide. They point to the Black Sea, where Ukraine has used inexpensive surface drones to cripple the Russian Black Sea fleet and strike massive tankers. Yet the world's major powers are doubling down on crewed subs. The US is building the Columbia-class, the UK is developing the Dreadnought, and France, Russia, and China are all modernizing their nuclear fleets. These leaders recognize that while drones like the Manta Ray are revolutionary eyes and ears, nothing yet replaces the heavy firepower, stealth, and human judgment of a nuclear-powered submarine. The Manta Ray isn't just a gadget, it is the first node in a vast, silent web that is currently transforming the deep ocean into the most sophisticated surveillance network on Earth.